Something new that you never heard anywhere else is the first time you'll ever hear this, and it will open up your mind to understand all the confusions within the American Pitbull Terrier breed. And the fact is, the word breed. And the fact is that the American Pitbull Terrier breed has different areas of confusion. And the truth is that not everyone involved in the dogs, American Pitbull Terriers, actually matter. The only men that matter are the men that make a difference to make the dog better. But it has not been ever, till recently, about ownership. The American Pitbull Terrier was not, and I'm going to repeat to you, was not a final product till now, till recently. And I explain to you why. Because he has been through a process of development. There was no consistency in the product American Pitbull Terrier. And because there was never consistency, and he has never achieved that consistency, then we understand one thing and one thing only, that it was never a finished product. Back in the 1800s, when he finally got the name American Pitbull Terrier as a breed, was still developing. It's a breed that it doesn't matter about the standard, it doesn't matter about all that stuff about the show dogs, the style of the AKC, for instance, which you must understand that the AKC is a breed destroyer. When you make a pop, it's like going to the stock market. You got a company that makes a great product. The moment you take it to the stock market, you make it popular, everybody gets it. Once everybody gets it, then there is other elements that affect the quality of the product. And because they need to satisfy certain quotas, they need to satisfy this, and you are not building the product anymore. And at one point, the quality of the product suffers. It's the same thing when you go into, when you take the Argentinian Doggo, which is something that you can be related very quickly because it's a brand new breed. You take the Argentinian Doggo. I saw these cazachanchos, these hog hunters. I saw them in person, and they're huge, powerful dogs, very aggressive, extremely powerful. And when you go to a dog show, you don't see the same dog. You see a totally different dog with the same color, with something called the standard, which is an excuse on why the dog is real, but it's not real. You understand me? So what I'm telling you right now is that the American Pitbull Terrier was not a real breed when it started back in the 1800s. It was a breed in development. And it was a breed that was being developed by a group of men. And that's why I say only those men matter, because some of the other men that were involved in the process, they failed to become the best. It was always a competition to who becomes the best. Because when you have the best, the process of development of the American Pitbull Terrier, which is the framework of only the best, is how the dogs get built. You get the best male. You have 10 guys that are very dedicated, very focused on the American Pitbull Terrier. Each one has 100 dogs. And one guy has a dog that is head and shoulders above every male. Every single man will want to breed their best females to that male. That male becomes the breed automatically. So there's a rule, an unwritten rule, that the best dog becomes the breed. That's how come Jeep became such a great breeder, because he became the breed by his capacity of production. The same thing happens to Grand Champion Mayday. But the men that were around Mayday didn't matter. What mattered was Mayday. So it matters Hollingsworth and Victor Aker. That's it. And then the dogs that came down from Mayday, they had the opportunity to do the same. And all the ones that were popular, most of them stood down the road. Times change. So the breed has always been in the process of development. That's why if you come and say Chico is the best dog from the 1910, the real Pitbull, and I say, well, if the best men have it, yes, it's the real Pitbull. Yes, it is the real American Pitbull Terrier. So how come if we take today your dog, a toss from Busha, we take also Mayday, one of your dogs, they are so different. And I'll say this to you, because the breed has always been in a process of growth, continuous improvement, always breeding through the formation of best to best, which is the framework of the breed. Whenever you jump into the other side, like the AKC's type of style, where you have anybody that had getting a Riven, breeding a dog, and that is not the real breed. That is not the real breed. The real breed are the dogs that are coming from the very best men, period. Whether you like the man or whether you don't like the man that has the best dogs consistently, that is the breed. That's where the breed is located at. There's a location for the breed at certain points during every single decade. Every single decade, there were 2 or 3 men that were holding the flag for the breed. Not every man that had a dog that had a pedigree, that had a relationship to that particular dog, meant to have the breed. He only had a dog that had a relationship to the main dog, but that dog was not the main dog. And it's difficult for people to process this information. It's difficult for them to understand this way of thinking. What is the breed? So the breed is always the best dog living at the moment from a consistent family of consistent dogs of quality and excellence. Because without quality, without excellence, without consistency, you don't have a breed. You only have a dog. Or you have a fly-by-night. You have something that's there, but it's not it. You need to have consistency. And it is so funny that through the colorations of the dogs, we have breeders. Like, for instance, if you went to those guys back in the 70s, the high yards of black dogs, right? So if one day they have a white dog, that dog typically will never perform as all the other black dogs, because they were looking for consistency. They were looking to create these dogs. And when it comes to genetics, whether you like it or not, the dogs that came from Ireland that are not Irish dogs anymore, because the Irish sold them or came to America to develop them in the land of America, and were American men that developed the dogs, so they're not Irish dogs anymore. They're descended from Irish dogs, which is a different thing. Those dogs, the red old family red nose, which got destroyed by breeders. There's not a single breeder of old family red nose today, 2024, that person actually has a great dog. Not in comparison to the greater dogs that came from the bloodlines of dogs such as Grand Champion Mayday, the Tombstone Bolio Red Bull Jacko dogs that are coming exactly from dogs such as Siega the Great, Global Grand Champion Siega the Great, Global Champion Mechanic Buck, Global Champion the Backman, and all these great dogs that have consistency. They're all related to one single bloodline, and they have consistency. When you see litters of puppies that they all look the same, they all, one litter look like the other litter, one litter looks like the other litter, then you achieve the moment of a breed. You became a breed. You have consistency in size, you have consistency in color, you have consistency, you have a uniformity, and then you have quality in the inside. The quality comes from the best dogs. The quality that comes from those dogs that are absolutely the best, that have the same characteristics, and they have the same legacy of the humble dogs. Dogs like Siega the Great that can hang around with a York Terrier and play with them. Well, she's a Global Grand Champion Dog of the Year. So for most people, they'll be like, it's impossible that dog that is a Global Grand Champion Dog of the Year can be playing with a stranger dog and have no aggression. Well, that's exactly what the real American Pitbull Terrier is. And it's a great pet. And for a lot of people, that is absolutely disturbing, because they always fell in love with these human killers or aggressive dogs like Zeebo. Or, he was not a killer of humans, obviously, but he was aggressive towards people. Aggression towards people, to the aggression towards the owners, aggression towards the family, is not a trail of American Pitbull Terriers. The name APBT, American Pitbull Terrier, has been taken and destroyed by society. They created a fake dog. They called them the American Bully later, but between 1985 to 2004, they stole the name of Pitbull and they added to their dogs, and those dogs created mayhem all over the United States, all over the world, by hurting people, killing people, children and old ladies. And when they relabeled them as American bullies, they did the same thing. They're doing it right now. They're killing and hurting people, and those are not real American Pitbull Terriers. Also are not real American Pitbull Terriers the leftovers of the best dogs from the 90s, the whatever bloodlines they have, and they have little packets of watered down dogs in America that are hanging around with the boys in crime, and the lowlifes, the rapists, and all these people. They are not the breed. Those are not the breed. They're not sustainable. They cannot sustain a pattern of excellence and greatness. That's not how it works. And the show dogs are doing a job to have an image that looks like the American Pitbull Terrier, and some of them do a good job. But in general, the grand scheme of show dogs are not the real breed. They might turn out to be the best option to the real breed when the best dogs are gone. But that'll be a long time to come. There is real American Pitbull Terriers There are great dogs with the owners, great dogs with the family. They're beautiful to look at. They have a tremendous character and attitude that inspire people, inspire men, inspire children to never give up. They're fun to have around. They're great dogs to play with. If you ever had a real American Pitbull Terrier, it will be the best dog of your life. And that is what the American Pitbull Terrier is. But all those years was not, and I repeat to you, was not a real breed. It became a real breed till recently, when it started to have consistency in areas of being a great pet, in areas of being a great dog that can go out hunting, protecting the owner, can do things. That dog, I give you samples. Look at Global Grand Champion Atos from Busha, the dog that was bred in Brazil, born in Ukraine, and lives now in Brazil. That dog by Chico Lopez, that is the real American Pitbull Terrier. Through consistency, born in a cluster where you have a sister and the other sister, they're great dogs. The brothers are great dogs. They're global champions. That is exactly what you're looking for. Consistency of excellence. Without consistency of excellence, you got a pedigree and a dream and a wish for you to do something, but never happens. My name is Chico Lopez. I hope that this video added understanding and value to your thinking, that somewhere in the future you will be able to comprehend, to understand. So this kind of content can help you be the person that can make your own decisions and say, well, this is more like what I want. I want a bloodline, a dog that comes from a man, or a person that actually have invested their life to create something great, and not a high by night type of thing. You want to have, there's always a man that's holding the breed at the moment, through every decade, someone that's working harder than everybody, someone that has better results, someone that is outpacing everybody. When it comes to dogs, they romanticize. If you take these so-called dogmen and you transfer everything they have done in life and you transfer it to, let's say, the game of basketball. You got a guy that's been in the basketball for 30, 40 years. He bounces the ball. He plays with the ball. He fixes the ball. He does things with the ball, but he never achieves championships, break records, or sets anything. You got a boring damn guy. But when you take the same guy and you apply it to the dogs, they call him an old-timer, they call him a dogman, they call him all these things. But if you take the same principles of the winning champions on basketball, of Michael Jordan, of all these guys, Kobe Bryant, the championship guys, you transfer it to the guy that called himself a dogman, you find out that he is not fit to be a dogman because he doesn't have all the championships. He doesn't have all the accolades. He's as good as the guy bouncing the ball for 30, 40 years, has passion for the sport of basketball, but he never achieved anything. He's nothing but a bystander. And that's why the old magazines used to call them dog fanciers. My name is Chico Lopez. God bless you. And if this video gets hate, it's only because I say the truth. Thank you.